Hello? If anyone can hear this, my name is Jonathan Darrell, and I need help. These things, they've taken over the island. Anyone, please. I have supplies, but they're out there.
What do you think? You fell down there, maybe?
I don't know. This place is falling apart.
You know, if we report this, they're gonna make us go down there.
Yeah, I know. It's not worth it. Let's just let the things get him.
It's fine by me. Let's move.
This is the Liam Jones audio diary #1. We just started studying the algae, and we realized that it actually glows if you leave it alone for a little while. So that's cool. Got a little sample here with me that I'm going to leave in my office for a bit to see what happens to it. This is the Liam Jones diary number 2. The samples are doing okay. We're just observing them now to see what happens. The head office have sent for some samples, so we're going to ship some over there too in some boxes. Also, Hawthorne, when you get the chance, I lost my security badge. But when you talk to the badge people, just say I don't know, someone didn't take it. No, that's a bad reason. A fox snuck in and took my badge, and now I can't get into the main facility. So if you could just tell them that, just try not, because last time it happened, they said it was my fault, and they were a little bit reluctant about replacing it. So just do that, Hawthorne. Just let them know that I've misplaced it, and I need another one. Or you could even say that I need a spare badge, just another one, because I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure where it went, but I need another badge is basically the bottom line. So if you could email the badge people, Hawthorne, and get me a new badge, that'll be good. Okay.
Act 1 had a few interactive UIs, such as computers and newspapers. In Act 2, we're trying to push that a bit further by putting more interaction into the interactive things, such as a command prompt. So in this computer, you can see there's a terminal. And there are metrics associated with that, so we can log what are the most popular things to type in, so we can actually make the computers do things when people do that. This one here, there's a lot of Unix commands that are typed in, but of course there are a lot of swear words as well. I recently did a playthrough of Enstranged Act I, and one thing I found really jarring was the fact that when you go through a certain point in a level, you go through a level transition. And that's pretty standard, but in Source Engine, it kind of locks you out of the game and plunges you into silence. So it really kind of rips your immersion out. In Enstranged Act II, I really don't want to do that, so we're trying to leverage streaming levels as much as possible. The transition to Unreal Engine 4 from the Source Engine was really difficult for me because Unreal Engine 4 is really based around static meshes. Their brush tools are very, very kind of clunky, and I don't think they've received a lot of development attention. Source and Hammer, that's what you build your level with. You build your level with these boxes that you draw in the editor, essentially. So me switching from Hammer to that was very, very difficult at the start. I actually tried making some tools myself that would let you build levels in the editor and all kinds of crazy stuff. But I eventually watched a few kind of tutorials, watched a little bit of a few presentations, and there was one by Bethesda that actually stood out as something that was really useful. They used a lot of level kits, as they called them. And what they do is they get an artist to build up a level kit for a specific type of environment. But all of the level kits that were built were the same, so they were kind of modular and they all fit together. And I thought that was amazing. So in Estranged, it will come as no surprise to you that I'm a fan of Valve games, and Portal 2 especially. I think it has to be my favourite game that they've put out. And Portal 2 has this really cool part where you have a kind of bring your kids to work day science exhibit kind of hall. And I really think that's cool, and I kind of wanted to emulate that here. So this is our kind of bring your kid to work day arc homage to that. I really wanted to put some kind of high school science experiment, potato clock type displays in here, but just getting the models together for that because they're very specific, and I suck at Blender. Has been very difficult.
I can see you on the CCTV.
But hopefully in the future we'll get some kind of content like that here, and you'll be able to play around with some interactive displays.
It'll secure the channel. I'm glad you're alive. I was beginning to think we wouldn't speak again. There was a message on my radio. It sounded like a man. I think he said Professor, trying to override the curfew message. I left the hut to try and help. I followed the river for a while towards Wentworth and found this abandoned guard post. I was scavenging and noticed you on the CCTV. Kinda lucky. We need to send an SOS off the island about what ARC is doing here. If we have any hope of getting help, we need to stop that curfew message. Only something powerful could be sending that out, but I know of one very old satellite station on the island. I thought it was decommissioned. Someone will be watching. You need to get away from ARC buildings. It isn't safe. They're all heavily armed. Between them and the infected, you need to be extremely careful not to attract attention. I'm going to destroy this station and move on. Pick up the portable radio on the table. I'll try to make contact soon. Look, just good luck out there. We'll speak again soon.
This level denotes a tonal shift in Enstranged Act II. The previous levels had taken part during the day in the daylight and have felt very safe. You haven't encountered anyone. That's about to change. This area is kind of the switch. It's getting towards evening, and here is one of the first places where you're plunged into absolute darkness in Estranged. The button in front of you allows you to kind of put a distance between you and the zombie. When I designed this for the first time, I really felt like I wanted something to just block off that zombie, and that's the result of that. Thank you so much for playing through the Steam version of Enstranged Act II. I've been working on this project in my spare time since I started it in the middle of 2011, and I'm so excited about how far it's come, and about where it can go in the future. I hope that you will want to be a part of that and you'll play later versions down the line. If you have any feedback, you experienced any bugs, or just think of something that might make it better, you can use the feedback form on the menu, the Steam forums, or you can contact me directly. I'm Alan at alanedwards.com and Alan Edwards on Steam. Thank you so much for playing. I hope you'll play future versions of Estranged when we release updates in the coming months, and eventually the final version. Thank you very much for playing.